double stream in certain areas, then yeah, but I don't know if YouTube has anything against this. Do they? Again, let's see what's going on here. I know we got some stuff that's happening. Let me bring everything up. Give me a second. Got 2 people watching. Thank you for watching. And anywhere that you're watching, you know, whether it's my main channel or, you know, this channel. Thank you for stopping by. This is all shaky. No, we don't want that. Let's not automatically play somebody else's stuff.
Xfinity gets you really into your shows.
One like. Thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. I figure I'd just, you know, talk about some stuff while, you know, while I'm awake. But I need to get to... monetization not available. Why? Why is monetization not available? There we go. All right. Jesus. So many comments. Okay. Anxiety on Zom. I hear you. I hear you. With Zom, it's so tricky what's going on with Zom, but it's being heavily shorted. Know that, and know that we have a lot of room to grow there. Love the random night streams. Yeah, whenever I have free time, I'm going to go ahead and do some stuff. So let me know if you can hear me on every area, whether it's Twitch or YouTube. Let me know. Meant to say good evening. Well, it's almost the morning, so either way. Oh, good evening, Matt. And you said good evening, like, ma'am. Are you going to take another 6K loss on GME? No, I'm not going to take another. And 6K loss. When did I take a 6K loss? It was 2,300. And I made up about 600 of that. But still, it was... I think that was like the worst decision that I made. But the only thing I know is that I stuck by my initial strategy. It was supposed to be a 1-day thing. I wasn't looking to get into GME for the long haul then. I wanted to actually sell right above my cost basis, because I was looking for a quick profit to put that somewhere else. But when I didn't know that it was going to go lower, but I was hoping if it did go lower, I was going to be able to get in there and ride that on the way up, which it did. But I was down like 3K total, and then when it did go up, that's when I made that move. But yeah, I think that was the worst decision that I made. But I'm not going to take another loss on GameStop. Currently, I'm up. So, what up, Matt? How are you? I'm doing pretty good. CTRM is killing. Oh, it's killing you. Yeah, I mean, there's certain positions that I just won't make those moves, and I know a lot of them have potential. I just won't do it. Can the shorts cast their naked shorts as negative votes and subtract from real total? I don't believe so. No, because shorting the stock doesn't mean that you actually own it at all. So you can't do that. Do you really think 100K on AMC is possible? Isn't that an exaggeration? So it is one of the peak levels. Now, I know some people are like, I'm not selling for anything less than 500K, which is ridiculous. But in order for it to hit 100K, 200, 300K, all of those different figures, right? You need to understand that everything has to go right. And it's definitely possible, but will it happen? Are we going to be able to see the whales hold on for long enough? And that might not be a possibility. We might not be able to see them hold on for long enough. So if you guys are wondering, I'm streaming on Twitch on my MP Shorts channel and this channel as well. So if you want to go and support me over there, definitely do that. I know it's late, folks, but can you still hit the like button when I'm at? Smash the like button. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Yeah, if you wanna actually comment, go over to my MP Shorts channel and watch over there. I know you won't be able to see the charts or anything, but go over there and support me in any way and submit some questions. I'm looking at them. But yeah, I think 100K is possible. It's just everything has to go right. Everything. Congrats. You have some serious commitment to the ape cause. Yeah, I mean, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I mean, you're obviously making some big gains for a lot of people, and I just want everything to go right. How do I join as member only? Is there a link? Yeah, there should be a link in the description. If there's not, let me add it really quick. There's also if you have an iPhone, I know it's a trickier situation, but let me add it because it should be a link in the description. Wait, you know what? I don't even have a thumbnail on this. Let me add a thumbnail really quick. I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once. Thank you everybody for showing up. Let's just put AMC there. I always do that. Okay, do that. Then let's edit the detail. But yeah, I posted a video earlier today talking about what really happened on Friday. I know a bunch of people were saying that it was only one reason of why it decreased so much, and that's not really true. So, all right. So it should be the first link in the description if you're trying to join as a member. Well, nice to hang out. Thank you. I love hanging out with everybody here. So we have 121 people over here. So make sure you hit that like button. It does help me out. What are your thoughts on Zom? Will it make moves soon? I hope so. I mean, this is the thing. You can't really predict exactly what's going to happen, especially with something being shorted that much, because it was being shorted 30%. At some points, it was 60% that it was being shorted. And seeing something like that really just doesn't sit well with me, but you understand what the ultimate potential is. Like I was talking to Trey about this, and Trey was like, you shouldn't really make the move into this because they're constantly shorting it. It could be something that really goes against you. However, you have all of that buying strength that really push it up. I've never seen movement like this in a position like that. Something that's really being shorted to hell, it can make some moves because the buying strength is so high. So once the shorts or whoever's shorting it end up giving up a little bit, we're going to see that move a lot more. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. But yeah, if you guys want to support me in any way on my other channel, because I'm trying to grow that one. I'm doing a lot of short videos. There's another video that I posted earlier today about Doge. If you want to check that out, that's a good video. Let me go to my positions with AMC. Yeah, the way AMC was just dropping, obviously there was multiple reasons to why you've seen that drop. Yeah, let me see. Go over here. Oh, the MP Shorts channel. Or you can follow me on Twitch. Either way, I'll put this up here for like half the time, and then I'll put Twitch up there for half the time if you guys are interested. Anybody on Twitch? I came from Twitch. I got the link from the About page. Thank you. I appreciate that. I meant YouTube. Sorry. Either way, late night talk. Yeah, let's just talk about some stuff. That's what we're here for. I'm playing with 220 shares of house money, AMC, HODL. That's what I mean. Once you play with house money, it's so easy to just let it sit there and not worry about it, because everything that you initially invested is safe. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about it going too low. It goes low. You now have more firepower to get more shares if you wanted to, or you can let it sit there, and if it goes to zero, you still made money either way. I'm not saying that it is going to go to zero, because this is going to actually skyrocket. We're going to see it really move. But you take everything, you basically look at, well, you don't take everything off the table. That's not what I'm saying. But you take your initial investment, and then what you're saying is what everything else you're comfortable with letting sit there. I can let this sit there to 100K if I wanted to. Obviously, I want to see where it's going to play out and what it can get to, because you don't want to be sitting there, bag holding and thinking it's going to get to 100K and it gets to 90K and you don't want to accept the profit. That's where it ends up getting very tricky, because if it gets to 90K and you're comfortable wherever you are with your profit, then I suggest taking it. I mean, if you have 20,000, 30,000 shares, you're probably going to derail the movement there. But either way, I mean, I want everybody to make money, a lot of people to make money. And that's the best way to do it, See, is this lagging? Do you see it lagging? Anybody? How are your allergies? They feel a lot better. I still feel my eyes watering a little bit. Have you watched the Friends reunion? Yes, I did. I thought it was really good. Some people, oh my God, the video and people getting on board with AMC and then bringing all their friends and family into this position. Tuesday is going to be lit. I would 100% agree with you. It's going to be something pretty big. I know that there's a number of people that I've talked to about AMC. Some people that have told me they sold AMC. They were happy with the gains that they had. And I was just like, look, I think it's a good situation. They sold at the top. So I was like, if you get in right now, technically you still made money. If you get back in right now, you still made money. So the other channel looks to be running live. Yeah. Yes. You're saying like spot on. So where it's literally second by second, and it's like a really ultra low latency versus this one, which is like 10 seconds behind. 5x5 on my platform. Always good thing you always ask smart questions. I always ask smart questions? Oh, wait. What's cooking? If you're actually talking about what's cooking, I'm supposed to be cooking a lot of things tomorrow because we have Harper and Hayden's party tomorrow. If it goes low, buy more. Yeah, if it goes lower, I'm definitely, you're saying Zomedica. For Zomedica, I want that to get to about 70. If it got to 70 something cents, I need to get in there. Right now, I guess that's not even that bad to make that move and buy 4,000 more shares. But I wanted to hold some, hold a lot of money just in case, so that I can buy maybe 2,000 more shares if AMC, if something happens with AMC, Tyler, what exactly is he talking about? If AMC ever hit high enough to pay my house off, it's gonna become super hard to hold it. Yeah, I agree with you, and this is why it's like, where is your set price? Are you gonna look? The thing you want to actually take into account as well is taxes. So you want to get to a point to where it's high enough to pay off your house, but that's after taxes. So don't just look at the number and say, oh, you know what, it's high enough to pay off my house before taxes, but then you're not going to end up paying taxes. You need to pay taxes. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Yeah, again, if anybody wants to become a member, I only make it 99 cents so that, we get rid of all the spam. It makes it a community, and that's what the live streams over here are all about. Over on the Shorts channel, I don't have anything set up there, and I'm probably not going to have anything set up. This just gives you a live look of, just talking to me and having that conversation. And this is probably going to be really good for, maybe sometimes when I'm on the go, I can, talk to you guys, or if I'm out somewhere and we could just, set up a live and, talk, that would be good. So that's what I want to set this up for. It's the MP Shorts channel where we do short-term videos, short form videos, but I also want to be able to set up something else. And these lives are always great. So hopefully You get a lot from it. To be honest, I sold 20 at $37. It's good. It's good. Again, it's not the whole boat that you're selling, but I'm telling you, and a lot of people don't like me for saying this. They're like, hey, I hate that you're saying, hey, go ahead and sell. But the more comfortable people are, the more they're looking to hold the rest of their shares. I'm telling you, it's right now, all you hear is, how high do you think this can go? Where should I sell? Where's my profit target? All this other stuff. But if I talk to some of the people that actually took maybe some of their initial investment off the table, there is no question like that. It's just like, oh, I'm looking for this to peak out. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else that's added to this. And I love hearing that, because then it incentivizes them to continue to hold, and they'll keep holding. Is it safe to add more now? You can add more now. I've talked to people and said this is a good price to still buy in, because we can find that price going up to 100, 200, 300, 500, whatever happens, we can go up to those crazy numbers. The only problem that I see with anything here, the only thing that I could see is if Robinhood decides to, stop people from trading, doing buys or sells, then it ends up being very tricky for some people. You never know what the systems can do. And this is why I'm like, all right, if it gets to 100K, are they going to stop us from selling the position because too many people are going to try and sell at one point? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm worried about. And that's why I'm always like, all right, initial investment is great to be able to have off the table. Want to sell at the absolute peak because there's too many people that are going to be selling. Thank you, Jonathan, for becoming a member. SH for becoming a member. Worried Mama for becoming a member. Let's see. Good evening, sir. New member here. My name is Jason. I totally engaged with your channel. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you are. And, it just makes me feel good to be able to build this community. And the more people that join, the more that we have in the community, we can continue to discuss what we need to discuss. Not only looking at AMC and GME, obviously that's what we're talking about, because that's where a lot of people are getting the most bang for their buck. They're getting a lot of value out of that. But also talking about other positions, whether you want to get into crypto or get into some, short-term trades, some day trades, swing trades, some long-term investments. We can talk about all of that stuff. I watched a really good DD and video on how the government is actually a bull. It has been helping set up Citadel to fall. Really? I want to see that. Is it quick to watch or quick to? Yeah, you send me that. Send me that in Discord, Eugene. That would be great. Join the Discord if you're not already. Yeah, definitely join that Discord. The Discord group is in the description if you want to. It's a great group of people. They know a lot of stuff. I'm in finally, but I'm holding for the moon. Got confused. I just joined on the other. Thank you, Dogecoin. Dogecoin, I'm so hyped with. Remember, I posted a video on here on the MP Shorts channel for Dogecoin, and it's amazing. I think what's going to happen is really good with Dogecoin once we see all of these catalysts take place or take form. Any thoughts on GME? Do you think we are looking good? Yeah, I bought 8 more shares of GME, and my cost basis is still around that 240 mark. So I'm perfectly fine and happy where I am with GME. And I'm looking for that to really make some big moves. And since I only have 10 shares, I'll hold that for a long period of time and just let it grow. If it doesn't grow, then it doesn't grow. But it's something that I do strongly believe in. I feel like AMC is going to grow a lot more. It's just they're pushing this down a little bit more, and GME has already had more of a push, up to that $500 mark, basically. Getting kind of halfway there to that $1,000 mark where they should have been if they didn't try and suppress them down as well. So either way, both of them are ready to squeeze. It's just how high are they going to go? Like, is AMC going to get to the same level that GME can get to or could have got to, or is it going to get to something way higher? And it looks like it has that potential to go way higher. It's just, what are we doing in order to continue to grow that? Goku, thank you for becoming a member. New members enjoy gang. Yeah. Once AMC gets into the four figures, I'm buying up all your merch. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try and get this whole merch thing situated though. Todd, thank you for becoming a member, because the only reason I'm saying that is because I still haven't gotten my hoodie, and it's supposed to be a high quality hoodie, and I love hoodies, so it's really pissing me off that I haven't gotten it. You always have a great perspective. Thank you. Doge keeps bobbing at the 20s to 50s. I have sold 5K shares at a low 20s, sold 60 and 50, rebuying the dip 3 times now. What do you think? I should hold 5K now, 28. Should I hold 5K now at 28? So for Doge, I'm definitely seeing them move up in the $3 mark. Obviously we have to make that $1 leap. It's just a lot of people think that the ceiling is $1, but the ceiling is not $1. The ceiling is like $3 to $5, could even go to $7 at max. I would say $10 is the full max if you want to compare it to Bitcoin, but we're kind of comparing it between Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if we wanted to look at it at its full potential, below $10 would be perfect. $1 is not the ceiling. If you wanted to apply a smaller ceiling to it, you would probably say somewhere around $3 to $5. But I'm seeing something really big with Doge, and I'm probably going to buy some more. Right now I hold I don't even remember how many coins, but I hold some in Webull and hold some in Fidelity, or hold some in Robinhood. So let's see, where was I at? Wish I could buy more AMC right now, but we'll see how long the squeeze takes to take off. Yeah. Again, I would have loved to hold on to my AMC if I knew exactly that it was going to get to 36 very quick. I just thought that maybe there would be something in place. One, I wanted to protect my initial investment, but two, I thought that maybe the systems would end up doing something, because we were seeing a crazy amount of buy orders, of orders in general. Seeing 700,000 or 700 million in one day and 600 million in the next day is absolutely crazy. And when we seen those types of volume, Robinhood couldn't handle it and they shut everything down. So I was like, if that's the case, I don't want to basically, if this is going to come back, I'm going to be able to double my shares by having that drop and buying back in. And if it didn't, then I could be able to ride it out and gain a lot from it. So if it does come back, I'll gain something out of it by putting more into it. If it doesn't, then I'll ride this out. And if it gets to 10,000, then I'll have 6 million. If it gets to around 5,000, I'll have around 3 million. So I'm all for it, jumping to these levels. But I just need to see exactly where it's going to get to. And I don't know what the whales are going to do as it goes up to 100, 200, 500, 1,000. That's where it ends up getting very difficult to see this. It's like, okay, what is the potential? Well, the potential's here, but what will derail that potential? And that's the whales. A lot of chatter about transferring over to Fidelity, so we won't be limited during the squeeze. I'm with E-Trade. Should I move Tuesday? I don't know. Did E-Trade have any type of restrictions? I thought they ended up having restrictions, but it was like late to the party compared to Fidelity, or compared to Robinhood and Webull, because Webull and Robinhood were both restricted for a while. Fidelity didn't have that problem. I actually did see that issue in the beginning. SH, yeah, I did see that issue after Robinhood did that whole I guess announcement to where they were like taking away the buy button, they were restricting trading, all of that stuff. It probably was like maybe a couple of days later to where I actually seen an issue with Fidelity. I couldn't buy any. So it's all across the board, really. Once they have somebody in their back pocket, or they have certain platforms in their back pocket, they can do whatever they want. So this is where it's just, I don't know. If you feel like you want to move it over Fidelity, then definitely do so. I like trading everything in Webull, so I'm all for it. I'm all for whatever everybody thinks is going to help the overall situation. So if there is a lot of chatter to move things over to Fidelity, I hope that Fidelity doesn't make any type of, or have any type of restrictions either. Do you buy calls? I don't. I don't trade options ever. If I have 315, I am horrible with options. Like not just horrible with options. I don't know about options. John, thank you for becoming John Valdez. Thank you for becoming a member. Matt, so the hoodie situation, clearly that company is not reliable. It's the YouTube company. Like YouTube uses this company, which is Teespring, for everything. And the problem is I don't know what's going on with my, like I wanted the premium stuff, but it seems like everybody else is going for the lower tiered stuff. Erica's shirt came well before my premium shirt that I have, and my premium hoodie has yet to come. The premium hoodies for women have been sold out since I even released the merch, which I was like, what in the world is that for? So yeah, you're probably right. But then I'm going to need to test out other hoodies and, you know, all of this other stuff. So I'm going to do that. But it just pisses me off because I wanted to release that so bad and it looked like a really good hoodie. So the trade mode James AMC was going to go back to $10 on Thursday. Wait. Trade mode James said that AMC was going to go back to $10 last Thursday. Why would he say that? Because it was up to $12 or something like that. It was up to $12 or $14, and they said it was going to go down to $10 on Thursday, and it went up to like 20. Use the profit from Doge to buy 100 more AMC at $30. Bad move. Your thoughts? No, I don't think it's a bad move. What's your average then, John? I don't think it's a bad move. The ultimate goal, obviously, we know where this is going to get to, so it's not a bad move in the when you start looking at the future of this. So the issue that a lot of people see is they're looking at the cost basis so much when the cost basis really is not going to matter in maybe like a few weeks when we see this really make some huge moves. It's going to matter for some people that get in late, the people that needed some sort of validation to basically say, hey, what's going to happen with AMC? I don't believe it. And then they end up seeing it go to 50 and then they get in, which, you know, wouldn't be too late, but they continue to do that. So they'll do that. They'll get in at 50, then they'll tell their friends and they'll get in at 100. They'll tell their friends, they'll get in at 150. And sooner or later, you're going to have that person that got in too late. And you don't want to be that person. So cost basis is not going to matter to you. Let's see, Jonathan. Exactly. All depends on what the whales do. Yes. All depends on what the whales do. Thank you for becoming a member. Can't say your name, Usama. The hedge funds would most likely sell off a lot of other stocks to cover their losses to keep battling the squeeze from happening, so other stocks will start going down. Eventually, yes, you'll see some other ones, but the only thing is, this is why a lot of other stocks like costs, like SOS, like GME, like a lot of other positions that are heavily shorted positions will end up going up because they've taken out short positions there, not long positions. So you want to invest in a lot of those positions that are heavily shorted because that's where a lot of the action is going to be. And yes, it's going to eventually go back down and the overall market is going to be kind of messed up. But either way, you're going to see a lot of these heavily shorted positions make a really, really decent move in your favor. Because I hold a lot of these positions. I hold SOS. I did hold cost. I made $700 on it on Friday. I sold that around the peak, somewhere around $27, and I made $700. So I was happy with that, and that's on top of the $600 that I made previously when I had my other account. So total, I made $1,200 from costs, out of 2 trades, and I'm really happy with what I did there. Where's the lick, bro? That's upstairs. I just got a value pack of Trogs beer, so I would pop one open, but maybe I should. I don't have the green screen behind me at all. It's up there, hanging up there. I had to put it up because We have company that's coming over tomorrow. Matt, my wife and I have a custom design business. We handle my channel merch, and would be happy to help you if you wanted the merch options. All right, yeah. I don't know how to. I have a business email, but I keep forgetting it because I don't tell people often. But I don't want to give out my personal email, so I'll. If you have an Instagram, definitely hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Actually, nobody hits me up on Twitter because it's so brand new to get a bunch of people over there. If you go in the description, I think it's in the description. It's like one of the first links. Yeah, it's the last link in the first section in social media. You'll see my Twitter. Definitely message me on Twitter, and or just like, tweet at me or something, and I'll message you. I don't know, for some reason it's saying that people can't message me, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. Do you think AMC would hit $500 before June 18th? It could, but will it? It really all depends on what we see the whales do soon, and what also the hedge funds do. Because I want to say yes, with this type of movement, seeing a lot of volume. I would say yes, but we're seeing a crazy amount of volume, but that price, it is going up crazy, but then you're also seeing a lot of sell orders that are going in as well, where you have those large whales that are probably taking some profit, comfortable with what they have, and do that. But just envision, is that you? Okay, bro, bring the babies back. What time should I show up? Well, the party's at 4, and it's supposed to be okay weather compared to what happened, the last 2 days. I was supposed to fix the deck, and I couldn't do that. So, and I can't mow the lawn, so I have to mow the lawn tomorrow, and I have to make ribs. We're making ribs, sliders, making some wings in the air fryer, which is amazing. If you ever air fry wings, if you ever make wings, definitely put it in an air fryer. I'll tell you that. He said it's going to dip to $10, and said something about that he took my pledge money and booted me off his Discord. Kept my $75. $75? You're sending a person $75. It's crazy. If anything, if I were you, I would just put it on AMC. This is why I don't ever ask for super chats. The only thing I ask for is obviously to be a part of the community. I make it 99 cents. I don't make it $4 like some other people. I don't make it $10 like some other people. Like, I'm making it 99 cents so that it's an affordable membership. And it's very easy to continue to have these conversations every day, every morning, whatever it is. And we can just chat it up. I can answer all of your questions. Eventually, it's going to get very difficult to be able to do that. But yeah. Let's see. Justin Vision. Oh, that's you, Wood69. Thank you. Get yourself wrecked on AMC, eventually doing that strategy. Who are you talking to? Frank. My share cost is low, but I keep day trading now AMC, and it's causing my average to go up and up. Is that smart? You keep day trading. Well, this is a psychological average. You need to understand how much you made on AMC, and then you could basically say what your actual average is. Because if you made $30,000 and now it's saying your cost average is so high, it's because it's resetting you for Webull. Webull resets you for Fidelity. You get that wash sale that actually tells you what your real cost basis is. But yes, I think Eugene is right. If you don't have some sort of stop loss or something like that set, it's going to be very tricky for you, because you can end up losing a lot of the money that you just gained, and you can get wrecked. I've had that happen to me plenty of times where I never set a stop loss, or I've held it overnight, and overnight had a massive change to where my stop loss was, taken away. You buying Shiba coin. I have Shiba coin and it's not doing well for me. And I think that was probably a mistake for me because I bought it where it was kind of at its highest point. Whenever I look at these numbers where it's like 0.00001 cents or whatever, I don't actually look at them as something that's like, oh, it made this massive amount of gain in so long. I look at them as like, oh, they're so low. But really, that's like kind of like halfway to the highest, or 3/4 of the way to the highest point that it can get. 1 penny is something I don't see Shiba coin getting to, just because of the amount of supply that's out there, which is like 390 trillion. I have 180 shares of 180. Wait, what? AMC 180 shares, Zom 63k shares, which is crazy. But you could have some really good moves there. I don't know what your cost basis is. Gush 204 shares. Cake, you have 59 shares. It would have been great if you had 69 shares of Cake. I'm long term. Yeah, I think Zom, you're gonna have some really decent moves there, because $1 gets you $63,000. And I don't know when you bought into Zom. If you did buy in early, man. I like you had the link in the bio. Become a member. Seeing Apple doesn't have the join button now. Yeah, I actually just realized that. And the thing is like my live stream, like my automatic live stream setup on Streamlabs doesn't have it in there, so I have to reset it every time, and kind of pisses me off. But I have to remember to reset it before I start the live stream, and then it will stay the way I want it to. Let's see, Goku. I love Dragon Ball Z, by the way. I definitely have a stop loss, and if it goes down to $10 again, I will get my shares back at that price. That's great. That's great to hear. Matt's Tesla trades, like Matt Coors or my Tesla trades, because I've made a couple of Tesla trades here. Thank you for becoming a member. Come on, folks, you're killing me. On the like button, look at the numbers. Yeah, let's get those likes up. I appreciate anybody that stops through. I ask that you just engage, because hitting the like button, sends it out to more people. And if you hit the like button or dislike button, if you don't like what I do, I had somebody come through my comments the other day and was like, I always hit the dislike button because you ask for likes so much. And I mean, engagement is all I'm asking for. I say hit the like button because I would prefer that you hit the like button. But if you hit the dislike button, I'm okay with that too. Just some sort of engagement is always great. I really don't care if you do dislike me, or if you dislike me in the beginning and then you like me later. Change it up, do whatever you want. But engagement is key. I do this just to be able to have these conversations with you guys, and it's great to have people here watching me. Matt Coors, I notice he trades Tesla a lot, right? I've heard him say something about like he's the best Tesla trader or something like that. So let's see. Do you think there are synthetic shares for AMC on the market? Yeah, I think there are. I think they're trying to dwindle down on some of those, or actually, decrease the amount that are out there. But yeah, I think there's some. What's going on, Matthew? Hope you and your daughter and fam are well. Fellow holder, AMC fam, and those are also just this thought. Hope you're doing well. This ride is crazy. Stay calm. Yeah, I think I'm extremely calm with what I did, and some people are just like, I hate what you did. I don't agree with you, and it's always great to either to find that disagreement. But if you can find that disagreement and still find joy in the content, or be able to discuss this stuff, I'm all for it. I love talking to people and to be able to tell people what I did. I'm not going to be a person that hides behind anybody. I'm transparent. I could have went on about my day and not told anybody anything. But I'm very transparent, especially with my followers, with people that are subscribed to me, people that are members, people that are part of the community. I'm going to be as transparent as possible. And anybody that does watch me, I want you to make money, because if something does happen, God forbid something does happen to where they stop the buy button, the sell button, the hedge funds start to really push this thing down, and then whales start to get scared, people start to get scared. You never know what could happen. And I'm not saying that will happen, but you never really know. And that's where it's just like I start to get concerned with that, and my heart starts beating. And I've seen so many different situations to where in AMC recently, to where I could have had about $50 to $60,000 invested into AMC with only investing 15,000, if that makes sense. So there were a lot of situations to where hedge funds were pushing it down, and it was not retail traders, meaning that if a person sold, 300 shares at the top and then bought back in with that same price at the bottom, they would have had more shares. But initially they only paid, however many dollars, you know what I mean? So they can continue to do that. And they were continuing to push it down from 17, from 14, from 13, from 15. Like, this is what they were doing in multiple cases, which means that you could have had more and more shares as those times went on, meaning that, yes, it would suck for some people. They would be like, oh, you know what? I'm holding this whole time and you guys are ending up making money or doubling down on shares. But you're giving more strength to people that are actual holders by doing that. So ultimately, I think it's good to be able to see that stuff. And I love it. Whether other people don't like it or they do like it, I love it. A Zom average 40K shares at $1.10 on one account. The rest average is 81 cents on another account. That's amazing. So you add that average together. Obviously, you have more shares in the other area, but still, you add that average together. I would say somewhere around that $1 mark. That's really good. Tuesday adding $800. That's good. I'm gonna add some money on Tuesday. If it can go down, I hope it does and doesn't have that skyrocket in the pre-market, because sometimes you'll see that, and like quickly you've seen it go from like 70 cents to $1.30, which is crazy. But you know where that ceiling and where the floor is. So just know that you don't have to wait for it to go to $2 right away. Find the best bet, find the best situation for you with Zom. If it does go up to that 130 mark, don't be afraid to take some off the table to secure initial investment to be able to have more firepower when it goes back down to 70, But you have to be able to predict that stuff. The problem is a lot of people are always like, oh, well, it can go higher. Well, yeah, it can go higher, but will it? And if it does, you're taking only some off the table. The rest, it can grow and do its own thing, but you're taking away all the risk. Risk management is the first rule. The first rule of day trading, swing trading, investing is always risk management. I believe in ADA a lot in the works with smart contracts. I do believe in ADA as well. I have 240 coins of ADA and I want to buy more. I have a lot of Anchor, and I also have, I want to buy more of Ethereum, which is a whole nother situation. But I like to buy things that move closely with ADA. I believe Polygon moves close with ADA. So yeah, I wanted to buy that as well. People need to think that what you sold was just a drop in the bucket compared to what a whale. Yes, exactly. They're always like, oh, well, you gave up on AMC. And I'm like, I didn't give up on AMC. I'm here. I'm very much here with all of the growth potential that I see. I wanted to give myself upside, but then also, find some room in that bottom area to basically say, okay, I took away, however many shares. If it does go against everybody else, then I know that I have room to buy back in more and gain more shares. If it does increase, I'm still gaining a significant amount. It can definitely get to a point to where I own $3.5 million worth of AMC, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I think the hedgies are in chords now. We just need a couple of punches to KO them. Yes, absolutely. those couple of punches, we're already taking billions of dollars away from them. They're losing billions of dollars. Can you explain how it's possible for AMC to hit 500 or more? I know that you're not an advisor or fortune teller, just new, trying to understand what's going on. So mainly what we're looking at is when you think of a short squeeze, a lot of times you're thinking of the fact that, one, they're shorting the position to kingdom come. They're trying to short it as much as they can in order to bankrupt it. Now, when it goes against them, they have an unlimited amount that they can lose. So as it continues to go up, they're losing money. But they're not really losing money until they actually sell the position. However, they have interest that they have to pay. A lot of times they get squeezed out with that interest rate. And as you see that interest rate continue to go up, they're paying more and more money on those short positions that they own, which are millions of shares, if not, millions of shares basically. So as you look at, or it could be a lot more than that if there's a lot of fake stuff out there. And as you look at that, we're continuing to buy that thing up, continuing to push that price up. And no matter what they do, when they get squeezed out of those shares, they're pushing that price up because they're covering or essentially buying that position. And as it's going to go up, we're continuing to buy, or we're holding. Right now with us holding, let's say 80%, of the position, that's giving us so much room. That means that just for them to keep it down, they have to double down or triple down in shorting it. So it's like they're doubling down on a negative thing that's going against them, and we're going to have that positive movement on the way up. There's so much room for us to grow that it's just crazy. Soon you're going to see that bubble burst, that they're naked shorting. They have a bunch of different things that they're doing that should be illegal, but technically is not illegal. And it's just going to burst soon. So that would be my quick and dirty explanation, but there's a lot more that goes into it. But yeah, it can get to something really big. And that's just a simple short squeeze. I mean, there's more to that, to where, I lost my train of thought because I read a comment and I lost my train of thought, which happens to me. Jesus. But there's more to that, essentially. I mean, you can look into a lot of different things. I just wanted to give a very short explanation. I definitely lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. Eesh. I'm thinking you sold some and getting some flack from the community for it. No need to go into it now, but that makes sense. For me, I'm not selling any because I don't know when and if buying gets frozen. We're buying, and we need to exit their position. They have to keep borrowing just to keep themselves from losing everything. Exactly. And it's not necessarily that they would be losing everything, right? They're going to lose a lot. Once they sell off those positions or sell off those shorts, they lost what they lost once they bought back, or they covered it, right? So essentially they wouldn't lose everything. They're just not trying to lose a lot. They would lose billions of dollars, which wouldn't be everything. It would just be a large portion of what, that firm is worth, the hedge fund is worth. And that would suck for them. So they don't want to do that. So they're going to double down, triple down. They're not losing everything, but they are losing billions of dollars in the meantime. And the fact that they have like endless money, and we just need endless time. And that seems like what we have. We're ready to hold for an eternity. I already made $3,000 on this, so I can hold what I have for eternity. If it goes down, I will buy more, and I will hold that for a long period of time because I already covered my initial investment. So I have nothing to freaking lose here. I'm going to hold on to this for literally as long as this, possibly grows. And then what's going to happen is, like I said, and I don't say that anybody else should do this. I'm not going to tell you guys to do this with me because that's not illegal. But what I'm going to do is, after this squeezes and I get to a point to where I have even hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, I'm buying AMC and holding on to that for life. I'm never letting it go. And the reason I'm holding on to it for life is because AMC gave me something that you cannot get from any other company. And that's obviously that chance of having a crazy amount of wealth. And I know that I can gain that from, different businesses and stuff, but they're giving me that chance and giving every little person that chance to gain a ton of wealth out of it by sticking with the company. And the CEO, executive team, the whole entire company they're apes, right? They're with us. So that's why it's amazing to basically say that I'm going to be holding on to whatever position I buy back into, whether it's 100 or 1,000, I'm going to hold on to it and let it sit there for life. I'm not letting it go. And, that company is going to be worth a lot more. And I'm not doing anything with it. I don't care if it decreases by, $10,000. If I'm holding, $20,000 worth and it decreases to $10,000 or it decreases to $1, I'm going to hold on to it. And until that company is either bankrupt or, it gets to a point to where I retire. You know what? Not even that. I'm going to hold on to it till after retirement. I'm going to give it to my kids and they're going to give it to their kids. And we're going to hold on to AMC. It's going to be a tradition that we hold on to AMC and we buy maybe a certain portion, every single month or something. But that's going to be it, is I'm going to hold on to that for a long period of time. Do you conduct your Discord discussion? So the Discord discussions happen often. The problem with this weekend is I've been very, very swamped, but a lot of it is led by, we obviously have discussions from other members, and being able to create those discussions, I try and come in now and then. And if I get any type of mention, then I'm usually in it there. But yeah, I think a lot of the position discussions will be good to have. I try and tell people when I am making a trade, or if I feel as though there's something that's pressing, like with what I did with AMC, I actually did an audio/video thing. I was only in audio and everybody else can hear me, but apparently their mic wasn't working or something, so we have to get that fixed. But I will let people know when I am making a trade, especially if it's done after the fact, like after my stream. Like during the stream, I can tell you guys and say, this is what I'm thinking of making a trade on. I'm going to sell this position today, or I'm going to buy this position today. And then, we can have that discussion there. But for Discord, it's always great to be able to get that feedback, especially if it's like 24/7 with cryptocurrency. So this whole AMC squeeze could be the coolest investment story ever. To be a part of history. Yeah, again, I think I'm right there with you, AMC brought people together. Yes. You hear about Citadel selling billions of shares. What's your thoughts on this? Did I hear about them selling billions of shares? Like billions of shares in general? Looking at the overall markets and selling billions of shares. That's obviously good. They're trying to build up some capital in order to put it where they need it, That might be it. I'll have some AMC for life as well. Yeah, I think that's a good thing, is to be able to hold on to AMC for a long period of time and be, a long running ape or a lifelong ape. I'm sorry, I'm neglecting Twitch. Anybody's over there on Twitch, thank you for watching over on Twitch. I appreciate it. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, the link is in the description. And I don't mean to neglect Twitch. It's just I don't get as many viewers over there. If we get, maybe 20, 30 viewers over there, we can answer some comments. I also don't get any comments. Hit the freaking like button, sis. Yeah, hit that like button. We got 412 people in here. Thank you guys for showing up. I haven't played an ad yet, so I'm going to play an ad over here, and I appreciate it for anybody that sticks through the ad. I'm the only one asking because I just signed up and trying to nail down a schedule. Yeah, I think ultimately, if you want something answered or you want to be able to create some type of discussion, throw something out there. It's always great. It's an open group of people. They usually love to share things. So if you say, hey, let's share our positions today, let's see what our moves are today, everybody will share these things. And it's not just about like me giving out my information, because again, you shouldn't probably copy someone else's strategy. It's great to be able to understand what their strategy is, but it's more or less for being able to create that community and getting a second opinion on something that you're holding in your watch list. That's what the Discord group is all about. And I don't want to make the Discord group large. I'm probably going to have, if we do get to some sort of cap, it's probably going to be like a 200 person cap, no more than that. But yeah, I think right now, I think we're sitting at like 75. It might even be a little bit more than that because some people paid and then got off and they're still on the Discord group. Can the government get involved in some way to keep us down, or the toothpaste out of the tube? Thanks again for answering all these questions. So yes, it depends if Citadel has certain government officials in their back pocket. If it makes sense for them, it's just like, let's say the banks. The banks can end up getting bailed out as much as they want because the banks really run the US, right? Without banks, we can't do anything, So you obviously need that in place, so they're going to get bailed out as much as they can. Now, if Citadel has, let's say, some government officials in their back pocket, yeah, of course, they're going to get bailed out easily. I've just always learned when. Honestly, do you know what the best education I've received this year was from? No. Here's MIT. I haven't seen it, but that's good. I've always learned when something seems too good to be true. Yeah. Well, I learn from failure. If I fail in a certain situation, you'll see me succeed in that same situation next time because I learned from that failure. I learned very quickly from failure, which is very surprising because a lot of times it takes you like 1 or 2 times and then you'll end up failing multiple times, but then you'll eventually learn from it. Do not give Twitch a single person. What? We have 22 over here. Yeah, we have 22 over in the MP Shorts channel. Thank you for watching over here. I appreciate that. If you guys want to support me over in the MP Shorts channel, please do so because that channel is not yet monetized. I want to be able to do a comparison between that and TikTok, and we're going to post the same videos on YouTube and on TikTok and see who gets paid more. I don't really know if they have a full system for for short videos on YouTube yet. But I want to see what gets paid more so I can do that comparison and then maybe upload it on YouTube and on TikTok and see if they're okay with that and if I don't get any type of community guideline strike or anything. But it should be cool. Legit, the best thing I heard. I binge watched the MIT lecture on financial systems, crypto, blockchain too. Interested? I sent it to you and said it looked interesting. Burn. Okay. Did I? Wait. I'll have to, because I do not remember that. If it was something that I actually looked at, I might have said it looked interesting, but I might have not watched the whole thing. I might have just looked at what it was, skimmed through whatever I needed to skim through. But sometimes I don't have the time. But it would be great to be able to look at that stuff. Where's the Discord group? Let me make sure. When did you send me that? I got a lot of links, but Discord DM at some point. Yeah, I have to, like I said, I have to take a look. Sometimes I don't go through all of that stuff, or I don't have the time. Yeah. I posted in the Discord to the link and a bunch of crypto stuff. Yeah, I see that now. Again, this is probably the same situation. It's probably the same thing that we talked about before. I was probably like, oh, it looks interesting, and then I'll get into it, and I never actually did. So that's my bad. Uh, multiply by 10,000 shares, you have 3 trillion. Sorry if I'm coughing. I don't know why I have some sort of a cough, but I do. We got 2 viewers over on Twitch. Thank you for watching over on Twitch. I appreciate it. 22 people over here. We got 380, 370 people on my main channel. Onto the Ape Community Archive. You were going to check. Post in the general Discord section. You posted in the general Discord section right now? All right. Jesus, they're all an hour long. I mean, it obviously, I said that it looked interesting the first time I looked at it, and that's probably why. You know, obviously the titles are great, but I need to take some time and see what he has working with, you know. So I'm gonna keep it up. Can I? Oh wait, that's the wrong. I'm gonna keep it up, and what I'll do is I'll listen to it. I'll listen to the introduction to blockchain and money. I think, yeah, I think that'll be great to obviously understand the inner workings of it, because I don't understand it fully. I'm starting to really get into crypto, so that's obvious. That would be really good. So here we go. It's a college course from MIT. What are your thoughts on Safemoon now? I personally have not not a great view on on it currently. For me, I think Safemoon is actually okay. You know, and I think it's more of a longer term type of thing, not crazy long term, but long term. So I believe they have this burn rate up to about 25 trillion. So right now, I think they're still sitting at about 500 plus trillion coins in the supply. And as they continue to burn these, as we continue to see sells from this, we're going to see it get to a reasonable price. And I think it can get to a point to where it gets to 1 penny. Right now we're holding at low levels, but if it can definitely make that move up to a lot higher. If it gets to 1 penny, I'll own about 300,000, I believe, $300,000 worth. If it gets to 2 pennies, then it's obviously 600,000. But that's the chance we take with something of a small investment, right? So I'm all for it. And will it get to 1 penny? Do you think that people will take that as a ceiling? Probably. So you probably have to sell somewhere before that and gain maybe 100K. And I'm okay with 100K. I'm also okay with 600K. But either way, like, I'm going to find the best opportunity there. And even if I I sell at 100K and it gets to 600K, or it gets to that figure that I think it's going to get to, then you know, I'll still be comfortable, because that's a huge gain from $200 to 100K. Yeah, sign me up. But yeah, this is where it's different than investing. So what we're doing with AMC, you know, Zom, GME, everything, it's different than what we're doing with Safemoon, because Safemoon is something that is bigger. Carl, I swear, what are you doing? My cat's down here being weird, and I have on pants, so he can't lick my leg, but he is rubbing against it very aggressively. Can you stop, man? I'll get you a cat wall if you just stop. He won't stop. Anybody want to see him? If anybody wants to see Carl, let me know. The thing that I'm afraid of is that trading companies will shut down and you will not be able to sell, because Friday I tried to buy AMC 300 shares at 2450, and it would not will not do it. See, that's what I'm kind of worried about. You have 1 billion Safemoon. I knew that. Anyways, I do feel like Safemoon's going to be pretty big. It's just going to be so tough to sell 1 billion. So I figured anything over that 100 million, it's going to be very tough to sell at the peak point. So if you're holding 1 billion, know that that's going to be a large chunk that's coming off. Yes, some of it gets burned and some of it goes to other people. So technically you're not burning off all of it, or you're not selling all of it because it's going back into someone's account, right? But it still sucks when you have like 1 billion and you sell that off. Like if you choose to sell that right before it gets to 1 penny, I think that would probably be the best bet for you. Sell it right before it gets to 1 penny, or stagger it, start to, sell it on the way up, just a portion where it's 100 million, another 100 million, 200 million, whatever it is. I think that'll probably be best to where you're saving some of that growth. But that's just to help out other people. If you wanted to just care for yourself, which is okay, go ahead and sell that wherever you feel like you need to sell it. But 1 penny is definitely possible. 2 pennies is definitely possible. Just show the cat or we riot. Let's see him. Anybody on here? Hey, Carl. Unfortunately, I think this is inevitable since February or March. We take a look at the rest of the market. Oil rising, gold rising. Oh, goodness gracious. Here's my cat. Here is Carl. Can't go anywhere, man. Not used to Safemoon card, but won't charge a fee, and will have no limit. He's getting hair all over me. Getting so much fur. Carl. Yeah, there's Carl. He's great. Who dat? This is Carl. He's got fur all over me. That's not good. And he got fur all over the desk. Well, you always keep this handy. I don't know if that was like ASMR or if that was just horrible on the ears. I'm bullish on Tesla Safe. See, I can't. One, I couldn't even find it. Two, I think you might have sent something to me about Tesla Safe. If it's 1 penny, that's 10 million. Yeah, again, that's big for you, and I'm all for it. For you to gain that much money, just know you're not going to be able to sell that much at 1 penny. If you sell that much, it's going to go down. But either way, you're going to gain a lot from it. Let's say you gain maybe $700,000 from it, or sorry, not even that. You gain probably, let's say $3 million from it, or $7 million, whatever it is. But it's not going to be 10 million because it's going to drop down as you sell it. So somebody has to buy it. He'd crash the market all the way by himself. Yeah, at 1 billion, yeah. Is Safemoon going to any new exchanges? Not right now. I don't know if it ever will because it's just not big enough. I mean, you can get to 1 penny, but it's just not big enough unless they decide to extend that the burn rate. The problem with the burn rate is the fact that you have a lot of people that are holding, let's say, billions of shares. Let's say the burn rate goes all the way down to where it gets to, let's say, 500 billion. If it goes to 500 billion, then Eugene is holding 1 billion of that 500 billion, right? That's a huge chunk. So if that ends up getting sold, then it's basically going to drop that price or sink that price crazy. And that's where it ends up getting very difficult. If I'm holding 27 million, it's the same way. But either way, if it goes down to 500 billion, then it gives it that room for it to really grow up to, let's say, I'm trying to think of where it can actually get to there. It can definitely get to, 10 cents, 30 cents. It can definitely get to a higher figure based on the fact that there's, 500 billion in supply. Do you think AMC and GME will affect the entire market once it plays out? Yes, 100%. They're going to need to sell a lot of their positions. And when hedge funds sell their positions, they're holding, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of shares of certain positions when they are buying long. So if they're looking to sell those in order to cover other areas, other losses, yeah, it's going to affect the market a lot. But also with these large, with these companies that are heavily shorted. So let's say SOS costs, you're going to see, I'm trying to think of some other ones. You do have Zom that's heavily shorted. There's a number of positions that are heavily shorted. Those aren't heavily bought. They're heavily shorted. So that means that those are going to end up having to be covered, which increases the price rather than decreases the price. So all the people that are holding, you're going to see that skyrocket as well. So this is why a lot of times when you see AMC and GME make those moves, you're going to see a lot of those, heavily shorted positions that end up making those moves as well. I told my 3 sisters and 3 kids about AMC, and they are all in conservatively. Looking at assisting them purchase Tuesday. That's amazing. That's amazing. One, to be able to, get kids into investing, because if I can get Harper into investing, which obviously she's now turning 4, it's very difficult for her to even understand numbers. She has trouble doing math right now. So the only thing she knows is 1 + 1 = 2. And I tell her 2 + 2 = 4. And I'm like, count your fingers. And then she'll say 4. But then I'll say, what's 2 + 2? And she'll go, I don't know. So we're not ready to invest for her yet. Honestly, I had other stocks. The other stock I would cash out and hold in my bank account and buy back and post squeeze. If I had other stock, I would cash out and hold in my bank account. So I'm thinking with some of the other positions. So if you see like I said, with heavily shorted positions, this is why in my positions here, let's look at my positions. These are all my positions over here. If you can see them, you're not going to be able to see them on this channel here, 32. But basically, I have RMO, that's not heavily shorted. I have FAMI, which is not heavily shorted. I have 2 cryptocurrencies, which I'm working through anyways, and those are probably going to see a positive impact. A lot of people that gain money are probably going to go to crypto, so that's going to be something that I'm looking to stay into or double down or triple down into. Zom is heavily shorted. DraftKings is actually shorted a little bit, not a lot. Tesla has been shorted since I don't even know when. AMC is, Ride is, we just figured that out. SOS is, and so is Gamestop. So I'm holding a lot of shorted positions that actually can make a move post squeeze. So this is why I'm doing that. But other positions like RMO and FAMI, I could potentially lose money on if and when this all happens and takes place. I hope, in the next coming weeks. So we got 33 people over here. We have 32 likes. Thank you guys for hitting that like button on the MP Shorts channel, as well as, my main channel. We got 330 people over there. Heavily shorted stocks is different. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But like if you're holding something, let's say like Apple, if you're holding something like Apple, I would imagine that's going to take a dive, just because a lot of companies will buy heavy into those, whether it's in a mutual fund or, it's mixed in with some sort of fund, or it's just, random holdings that people have. I spotted new graduates, dollars only to return the initial outlay. Aaron lose positions. AMC fundamentals suck, but the possible squeeze numbers are looking strong, in my opinion. Yeah, but the thing is I think we might see something change with that. The fundamentals might definitely get better with a lot of support, especially with all the movies that are coming out. You might see a lot of support there. And just got cat hair everywhere. Seriously, everywhere. I just cleaned this desk and it's absolutely everywhere. But yeah, we might see that actually change a little bit. Did you see the interview stuff I commented on above? Interview stuff you commented on above. Matt, are you interested in I can get you set up and have an interview with one of the Tesla Safe members? Am I interested in interviews? No. If you don't know me by now, I'm very introvert. Or else I would have done a bunch of different interviews and collabs with like Trey and Matt. I'm interested in talking with them, but I do not do interviews well, nor do I do collabs well. So, not saying that I don't know my stuff, but I'm just I don't know. I'm not that type of person. Ask my wife. I've been married to her for 5 years now, and I still am quiet at every single dinner, every single gathering we have together. It's just I'm very introvert, very to myself. Not like an interview. I hold 250 SOS. Do you see hitting $10 or $12? I don't know if I see that. I would hope that we see that. I don't know if I see that. I definitely see it hitting 8, and that's where around my price target is only actually around 6 or 650. That's where I've seen that. But I definitely see it hitting 8, which I will take out a good chunk of it and not let the rest ride. I probably will sell it just to be able to have that and put that in a different position, because sometimes I don't like holding these positions for a long period of time. But yeah, thank you. Is it Fatima for becoming a member? I could seriously talk with you guys all night. You guys are so engaging and you ask great questions, and I'm always here to answer as much as I can. These stocks, especially those been into, I think I read that already. Maybe not. One, hedge funds that oversold the stock. It created a few fake / real copied shares. 2 is a few extra shares. And then I would think it would not. The price spikes ridiculously, like VW or some other. And a few common people get uncommonly rich. It's amazing. And then life moves on. What do you think of SNDL? So for the growth that we've seen with SNDL was absolutely phenomenal. I believe on Friday we've seen them move quite a bit. Up 14%. And I think they're really just getting back on track where they were. So initially I drew this trend line to basically show exactly where it's going to go, where the trend should be going. But if I extend this out, let me see if I can just extend this out to here. Let this move here. Right. I just think this is getting back on trend line. If you look at it, it's literally getting right back to where the trend is. If you see these support level or these support levels here, you're going to see this get back on that line. As it did take that dip down to 60 cents, you're going to see that line, and it actually creates back on that trend line to show that it is a slow grower. I don't think it's anything that's going to be a crazy move. Now, it possibly can be if it is being heavily shorted, which I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I've always seen any cannabis position as actually a slow grower, and I know how ironic that sounds, but still, it definitely is a slow grower position until we start to see a massive impact into this sector. So for me, as I look at the volume, it's absolutely crazy to see that volume. But for us to see, 622 million shares worth of volume and still only see a 14% gain is not something that I thought would happen. I thought it would be a lot more than that. Jesus. Keep in mind the average volume is 233 million. So I guess that's sort of in line, a little bit above what average would be. So, boy, I've been great help. Sorry. You've been a great help, and God bless you. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad that I can help. Sundial has been shorted to hell. So then there you go. And we could see a large uptick in that if that's the case. I feel like we've seen a pump and dump with SNDL. With a lot of cannabis positions, we've seen that pump and dump. Ortex gave a short squeeze signal on SNDL today. All right, well, there you go. I guess it has been shorted from some of these parts, but all I know is that this was a pump and dump from Wall Street Bets, and I guess with a lot of that decreasing there, you probably had some shorts that were involved in there and also some shorts consistently involved in this area. So, yeah. What truly amazes me is that the hedgies can target a company, force the price down to bankrupt them, and take all the booty. Any company is vulnerable regardless of fundamentals. Absolutely right. Well, I would say once you do have strong fundamentals, and a lot of companies will call that out, and then you'll see more of a buy attack, and that will initiate a very traditional short squeeze where it's probably institution based, where it's endless money against endless money, and you never want that to happen. The hedge funds never want that to happen, because if it's endless money versus endless money, then that's where you start to say, okay, they have endless time and endless money, while the hedge funds really only have endless money and they don't have endless time. You know what I mean? So that's the difference there. If it does have clear fundamentals and it makes sense, but if it doesn't have clear fundamentals, most people will not want to invest in those positions, so they will bankrupt it to hell. What's up, long time lurker? Had to get in on all this great info and be able to contribute as well. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying so. Thank you for becoming a member. And yeah, ask any questions you want, and we can try and answer them. If it's about options, it's probably not going to be the best answer if you get any at all. But eventually, I'll make myself just understand options a little bit more, because I should probably know more of the basics. It's just sometimes I don't fall in to all of that stuff, just because it's something where you can actually lose all of your money easily, and I hate it. But it's also something where you can gain a decent amount of money from it while risking a little bit, from what I understand. Because losing all the money that you invested is not necessarily losing as much money as you would with like buying those shares of stock, So from what I understand, this is all from what I understand. It's crazy. I recently, I started my business. I actually applied for my business a while ago. And no problem, Carlos. Thank you for commenting and everything. But yeah, I started my business not too long ago, and I got a pen from somebody that has my business name on it, Perry Media Groups, LLC. And I'm so hype about that. I love, just having my own business, and them reaching out to me for, basically to get my business, by having these pens, but I don't really need them. It's not like I have like a huge office to where I need someone to come in and just sign something. I'm a diehard AMC. I hold over 1K shares at $10.45 average. I ain't selling till I got financial freedom from the system. That's amazing to hear. Just make sure you have some sort of a strategy. Don't Don't just say, oh, I'm only selling at 500K or I'm only selling at 100K. If it gets to 90K and you're excited about that, or it gets to 50K and you're excited about that, make your moves. Make sure you have some sort of strategy where you take maybe your initial investment or a decent chunk off the table and then leave the rest in there to grow. Because if it does get to 500K and you have even just 10 shares in there, it might be really big for you, you know? And that's what I'll look for, you know, with AMC. You probably will never see me sell 100% of the shares that I own in there. I'll probably always leave at least 5 or 10 in there, depending on what can happen. You know, you never really know. Something can go perfectly right and perfectly wrong, but either way, you know, you're being able to profit out of that. So always have your profit target. Not saying that you have to sell at a certain point. Just make sure you set where you feel like you should sell at or sell a portion at. So again, you can create financial freedom, but you can also create financial freedom with a large amount of money. So let's say if you have that potential chance of, you know, taking that $1,000, and if it gets to maybe $5,000 worth of a gain, now you have what, $5 million on your hands. That $5 million could be amazing, right? You're saying, oh, well, you know what? $5 million, I'll pay half in taxes, or I'll pay 40% in taxes. Let's say it's, you know, $2.5 million. That's amazing. But couldn't you also grow your account or your wealth with $1 million or even $600,000? You could probably take that, put it into certain areas and grow your wealth, retire early, basically because you have $600,000 in certain accounts. Also, I recommend, maybe if you have any time, put 10 shares or, you know, however many shares you want in a Roth IRA. Let that sit in there and let that grow to where it can possibly get to 100K or 500K worth of value. Sell those 10 shares, and now you have $1 million in your Roth IRA, something like that. So, and it's, you know, you're not going to have to pay taxes on that when you do take that money out. So look at that as well. Because I know for me, yes, I want to make a decent amount over here, but you'll see me have some in my Roth IRA as well, just because that's giving me more and more as I have it in that area. What's your selling number on RMO? So I've heard that I've seen numbers of RMO getting to $30 or so. And I would say for me, I'm only holding 100 shares, and I probably want to gain I wanted to gain somewhere around 300. So how much I actually lost with that position, I should have gotten stopped out. But yeah, I only wanted to gain at max $500 max. But my investment was like, or my initial point, I think, was 300. And again, you have that large potential, but I don't want to ride it all the way up to that large potential because you're holding for a long period of time. I don't want to hold that money for a long period of time, because then basically you're putting $3,000 aside, or I think it's less than that. You're putting about $1,000 aside or so to only gain 300, which would be really good ultimately, but you can actually double that money in other investments. So, and especially holding it for like 2 or 3 months, it sucks. I don't like to hold things for that long because that money is just sitting there without gaining interest. Unless you do gain something from it, then you're gaining a little bit of interest from it. Maybe let's say 30% interest, right? Which is amazing, but you could also double that. Bingo, been hearing great things as well. I just want to spread knowledge as well. It's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, spread anybody that's within the community. If you have any type of knowledge on anything, I'm always for it. I'm always here to answer questions, or, you know, basically confirm what you're saying, confirm or deny what you're saying. I will give you both sides of the story. I will tell you if I'm really feeling what you're talking about, or if I'm not. I'm very transparent. Trust me. You can see all the people that have been members, all the people that are part of the Discord group. I'm very transparent. This is why I will tell you if I sold a certain position, or, you know, if I even lost money on a certain position, or if I'm losing money now. I will show you, you know, everything that's happening with my portfolio, everything. And whether things are down or they're up, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. I know I'm losing a lot of money on Zomedica and SOS. Actually, SOS was making a move last week, but AMC is taking kind of that load there. All I know is that some of these other positions are very close to making those moves. And, you know, obviously Ethereum was up $400 or $500 just this past week, and Tesla is currently up. I want to see that go up to about 700. I know that recently that's got up to about 780. So getting up to about 700 plus before we see any type of real impact with AMC and GME, I think I can gain a decent amount from that, holding only 8 shares. What's your take on ADA or Cardano crypto? I have ADA. I love ADA. I think it's going to be pretty big. I know it can get to about $20, $30 worth of value. So if you have a decent amount in there, you can gain a decent amount of money. I have about 240 coins of ADA, and I'm looking to increase that amount. Hi, Matt. How's it going? Just got here. What's the word on AMC this week? This will keep going up. I'm thinking it will. Just the only thing that I'm worried about, and I've said this multiple times today, and I know you just got here, so I appreciate you here, is that, you know, systems or certain platforms might end up restricting some things as we start seeing this volume continue to increase. If this volume starts to get to 1 billion, you know, 1 billion volume in one day, that's where it starts getting very tricky for some of these firms to take into account. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Other than that, I definitely see this making a move and increasing. Now, again, you can never really predict exactly where it's going to go because a short squeeze can go either way, especially with hedge funds trying to drive the price down and also whales basically selling off at some of these high points. So you never really can predict exactly where it's going to go. It's just really a strong like gut feeling for me. And that's what I've been saying last week. Like people were like, oh, you don't believe in the position because you sold off some of your position. And I'm like, no, I believe in it. The only thing I don't believe in is what the platforms will do. And I do believe that it will increase. And again, people were like, oh, well, you know, you could have, you know, tripled the amount of money that you had if you literally just held and waited till it gets to 36. And I'm like, you know, that would kind of just add fuel to the fire because it is decreasing rapidly. And yes, it would be a great situation to be able to predict that. But you know, the only thing that would help me out with is I would have more shares right now. I would probably have about 1,000 shares that I'm holding right now instead of 656, which would be great, but you never really know. Risk management is the first rule of trading. And again, that's why if you don't know, if you're uncertain, then you can't just sit here and say, oh, well, you know what, I'll hold until, you know, it shows that I am certain, you know. So in my opinion, that was the best move to really put an emphasis to my strategy, because my strategy was always to make that move around 20. And I've said this constantly. And I'm comfortable with 656 shares. Now I would be comfortable with a lot more, and eventually I will get to that point. Do you expect a gamma squeeze considering the calls in the money? See, this is the only thing. Anytime I get asked about options, that's where it ends up getting very tricky for me because I don't know about options. But do I expect one? No, because we haven't seen that in the past. You know, we've expected this in the past, and we've said, oh, we're definitely getting a gamma squeeze because of, you know, these options expiring in the money, whatever it is. I'm not 100% certain what I'm talking about there when it comes to options, and I'll be very transparent there. But we've had a number of people come out and say that we were supposed to get a large increase back, you know, in, what was it, March, having the quadruple witching day. There was a number of predictions saying that we were going to see this large gamma squeeze. No, I don't think that's going to happen. Any day that we have any type of prediction, it never goes with us. Whether it's Dogecoin, AMC, GME, it doesn't go with us. So I'm not going to be that person that comes out and say, yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm not that person that that's going to be extremely positive about something that I've never seen happen, even though people have called it out multiple times. So again, no, I think we will see, increases. And as long as hedge funds aren't pushing us down and we don't get limited on the amount that we can buy and sell and all that stuff, we should be fine. We should see it increase. It's going to go back to kind of normal. Remember, we still haven't seen that 50% day or 100% day that something like cost or GME has seen. So yes, we're looking for something big, but who knows if that's really going to happen, on Tuesday. I hope it is. I actually liquidated all my Litecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin back in January to enter AMC gambling and instantly became a bag holder. I had to average down and now I'm up big. That's amazing. That's amazing that you did get a chance to average down and you stuck to it, because a lot of times people will just give up and say, oh man, you know what? I gave up maybe some gains over here in order to lose money over here. But now you're up big is amazing. To be able to average down and get to a point to where you feel like it's very comfortable for you to make money. I'm really happy for you. Really, really happy for you. The main thing to watch for all this new call options is a higher strike price being generated by the market makers. We could get a gamma squeeze from from having them delta hedge. The only thing I'm saying is that we've never seen it actually happen. We've every time we predicted like a huge gamma squeeze, which is like I believe 3 times, we haven't seen anything happen. Is volume calculated by the dollar amount or by the options calculated in the volume? 1 billion, you say? I mean, there's 493 million shares in existence. Expect a lot more holding. So the thing that we're going to see with volume is by shares. So volume doesn't only mean buying shares. You can actually have one share that gets traded back and forth 1,000 times, and that would be 1,000 shares that would be there. So for the amount that, yes, you do want to see it get to a point to where you're trading, at the amount of shares that are in existence, 493 million, right? Is it 493 or 495? I thought it was 495, but I guess 493 million. Yes. So what you can do is trade those back and forth, buy and sell. That would count as 1 and 2, shares of volume. So we do need to see 1 billion shares worth of volume, which would be crazy. It's not just buy volume. And yes, you do have a large amount of people that are holding, but you also have a lot of people that are, day trading, swing trading, that are actually selling these positions. So you're going to see that. Thank God for my dedication and holding, because I was down 4.5K at one point, and I was down 8K at one point. So that's nothing against you. I mean, that's, oh man, it was pretty bad for me, because I was holding. I knew what I had in my hands. I wanted to average down. I just didn't have the money to average down everything else that I was holding. Infidelity, I was only holding, AMC. Then I bought more in Webull. I bought 400 shares in Webull, so technically my average was lower. But then I started to buy more and more in Webull, which raised my average, so it made my average pretty much be the same around that $9 mark. A high $9, close to $10. And now you see me around that $10 mark, I believe here, $10.09. So it stayed the same the whole entire time. I would have loved to have been down at that $5 mark, because I would have bought a shit ton. For lack of a better term, I would have bought a lot. And I didn't get a notification you were live. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens. I appreciate, you stopping by, Corey, though. What's up, bro? What's going on? Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully everybody hits that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. Exactly, man. I couldn't take that type of L. Yeah, again, I was down 8K and I decided to hold my position, continue to average down. No doubt, man. I feel you, bro. I'm sure some of the guys were down much more at some point. Yeah. Again, some people were just telling me to sell. I had really close people to me that were telling me to sell. And that's like part of the reason why I did end up making that move with GME, because I had way better options. I had people that were really close to me that were like, hey, you should sell GME because I have this really good opportunity that you can actually get into Tesla, make some money off and on, which I started on that same day that I sold it and made about $300 or $400. And I was looking to continue to do that. But literally, I think it was like the day after or the next day, it increased to $200. And I was like, shit. So I feel like I made a horrible decision there, right? But either way, stuck to my strategy that I was looking for, and I was able to profit on a number of trades after that. So I made a ton of money after that. If I want to look at how much I'm up with AMC, it's around $27,000 in total that I'm up is around 33 or something. I think I might be wrong in that math, but either way, I made around $6,000 of total value with other positions before AMC. So I actually grew my account from about 27 as a whole, because I did invest more money, to 57, and at one point it was at 64. So I'm growing my account a lot more. I'm a lot faster, because typically before this, I would day trade and only want to gain about $100 a day. So I would gain about $3,000 a month. But now I'm looking for more longer swing trades or bigger day trades to where I can gain a decent amount in a day. Sometimes 1,000, sometimes just like 300 or 400. And you see with like something like cost, I gained $700 in one day. And then previously I gained about $600 or $500, I believe. I can't remember exactly how much it was because it was on another account. Anything is possible with AMC. It's just going to be a wild week ahead. I'm glad you were leading us in the pre-market at YouTube. I tune in every morning to you, and now late nights. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be late nights all the time. The only reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to post more during the day, but I'm watching the kids during the day and trying to get ready for this party and going food shopping. It's just a lot. So yeah, it ended up being very difficult. I grew a lot of wealth and 3x wives and ungrew it. I'm sorry that I'm laughing at that. Matt, I assume you heard of Citadel liquidating 28 billion in assets. Do we know when they purchased those original securities? I don't know. No. 28 billion in assets. No, I don't. I don't know when they originally purchased those. With the math, yeah, 100K is possible, but that's assuming they cover it all at once. And not only that, you also have to assume that whales, the people that are holding the most, end up holding onto that position to get us over those humps, get us over those thresholds of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Really start to really push us up. I don't know why I used really twice, but I did. But yeah, you need everything to go perfectly for it to hit 100,000 or 200 or 500, like people are saying. It needs to be absolutely perfect, which we don't know if it can be. And the only way they can really cover all at once is if, we basically see, bankruptcy, right? And they're covering that. We see no shorted shares. We're in a great situation. It all bursts and it ends up moving way quicker than what we thought. If it was less than a year and they took a hit on capital gains, almost certainly means they plan to cover, but I can't find it. Interesting. All right, I'm going to be live for about, let's say, 4 more minutes. I'll play another ad so then we can have a full discussion before we leave here. We got 26 people over here. I appreciate everybody that showed up on the MP Shorts channel. If you guys want to go show me some love over the MP Shorts channel and subscribe over there, that would be amazing. The link is in the description to any channel that I have. And I think it would be great for you guys to do that. Also, if you could hit the like button, that does help out any anything here, or the dislike button. Any type of engagement helps. So but yeah, this has been good. This has been fun. How is it possible that there are shares available to buy? This seems fishy to me. So there are a lot of people that are swing traders, or day traders, or people that are just covering some of their profits, that are selling some of their positions. And right now, with that large dip, you've seen a number of things. So you've seen whales that were actually selling off, so large shares that are being added out there, that are being added to the pool to where they can, buy those shares or cover those shares. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, yes, that's the reason why we're seeing that happen. But yeah, there's shares still out there, and there will continue to be shares left out there. We're holding, let's say, 80%, 70 to 80%, which is definitely a big feat. Some people say it's like 90%, but I highly doubt that. It's so tough to hold 90% of a stock, just because there's always day traders, there's always institutional traders, there's always something held by someone that's looking that's looking to get a short-term gain out of it. Is there anything about the share count release on Wednesday that could tank the stock? I don't think there is. MP Shorts is where I first found your videos. Glad I did. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And you actually found my other channel from MP Shorts? Oh, I guess because it had my main channel on my banner. Huh. That's amazing. But yeah, not that I know that would that would tank the stock for the share count. Obviously, if there's, if we say that there's a lot of synthetic shares and fake shares and all the stuff that's out there, then it ends up benefiting us. But if there's less, then you're probably not going to see. Trey, it is. I don't know what that means. Oh, it is. You're saying something at Trey. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate that you found my channel from MP Shorts. I wanted to create this channel to basically, have that short form content, something to where I'm going through individual stocks. But I posted a video that was definitely a little bit different. I also posted it on my TikTok. And again, I'm trying to grow this account to see what the monetization is like and kind of compare TikTok to YouTube Shorts to see who gets paid more, and if it is a better situation to just upload everything to YouTube Shorts, or kind of simultaneously upload it. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. I don't even know if they have a monetization ability on the short videos, but I know on these lives I'll be able to do that. So looking forward to Tuesday pre-market open. So am I. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure if I will stream tomorrow, just because I have a lot that's going on tomorrow. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And yeah. Aloha from, I got 30 calls, 40 strike. Would you hold and stay out or roll it further? I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I seriously, I am not a good person with options. I need to just learn the basics of options. Just because, again, the reason why I don't is because I find so much success in trading that I do not need to venture into options. And just the initial thought of the fact that you can lose all of the money that you invested is something that I don't really like. But that's me personally. And again, I need to understand the basics of it, which I seem to get like a grasp of the basics, but I don't want to give you any type of false information. Michael Burry said, we'll be seeing some market crash. What's your opinion on that? When around do you think that? So if anybody knows when we'll see a market crash, a lot of times like experts like to say, oh, we're going to see a market crash because of this. And they've been saying that for how long? Obviously, Michael Burry is amazingly famous for predicting things like this, especially with the the whole mortgage crisis stuff. But again, I don't think we'll see a full market crash. I mean, if we see AMC go to unheard of numbers that basically equal what the stock market value is, at trillions of dollars, then yes, when people start to sell off, we're going to see that really take a hit, because all activity is really going to flow to one position rather than flowing to the overall stock market. So it's going to be a little bit tricky there. So yes, I definitely say that we could see a crash, but the issue is that we can't predict this stuff. We've been trying to predict it, or trying to create that fear to tell people that this is going to crash. And we haven't been able to create that fear, actually. Love your streams. Thanks a ton. Thank you for saying that. I've been watching you since January. Thank you for your guidance. Would you invest in BKNG as a long play? Thanks, Matt. Mad respect and aloha from Hawaii. BKNG. Does that sound familiar? I don't know why I typed in that, because that's not right. Booking holdings. So let's see the movement. If it moves like it looks like from, wow, that has a lot of great movement from April until now. You're seeing it at $2,000, which basically had gained about $1,000 there per share. It's moving like a cryptocurrency. Not necessarily, because a cryptocurrency can move $1,000 in like a day. But let's see. Let's scroll down and just see the growth here. Right now it's looking like you might see a consolidation point. So you might end up seeing a consolidation point and then create this bull flag scenario. But let's see. It had this resistance point here. It didn't really show any. It did show a resistance point here, and you did see that bull flag scenario there. So I'm thinking that could possibly be the same scenario that you are seeing, and seeing that a jump to 2,400 or so, maybe 2,500, actually seeing a decent jump there. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt. The only thing is you want to set a stop loss. If you are getting into this for an easy swing trade, set a stop loss so that if it goes against you, you can get in at the lowest point. But it seems like these lowest points are somewhere around these points. So if you can get in at 2,100, or even, let's see, 2,000. Yeah, 2,100 would be good. Yeah, you have seen it at those low points multiple times, 2,100 or so. So, yeah. Anyways, you can't really see this over here, but if you are watching on my other YouTube channel, you can definitely see this. But yeah, there's multiple levels to where it is hitting 2,100. I would say right now you could see a little bit of a bull flag. I got discouraged when I found out BlackRock and Vanguard had millions of AMC shares and didn't do my homework. Yeah. Options are a gamble for sure. It seems that way. You can't argue with stocks, and crypto isn't gambling as well in a certain extent. You can sell your options before you go in the money and their value fluctuates. Yeah, I think they are. It seems something that I'm just not used to it, and you're used to what you're used to. So again, we gained 12 members today. That's amazing that we gained 12 members to the community, and to have, 12 new people, comment and be able to create that conversation. I'm here to answer as much as I possibly can, if I can answer it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We got 46 likes over on the MP Shorts channel. That is amazing. Did you view Meet Kevin's apology / contribution to AMC? I have seen that, yes. That he's investing. I don't know how much he's actually investing, because I didn't see like I seen portions of the 36-hour live stream or something. But yeah, what's my most realistic price target? a realistic price target for AMC, the most realistic price target is in the hundreds, but I can definitely say that I can get to thousands. But it depends what whales do. So again, it really all depends what the largest holders do in these situations. So, you know, 1,000 is great, 2,000 is great. Getting into those $1,000 marks, I can definitely see that getting to those. Getting to 10,000 to 100,000 ends up being iffy depending on what these whales want to do. They will sell their positions if they do sell their positions at a massive scale, that creates fear, and then people start to sell off with them. Because once they sell one, like once one whale sells all of their position, right, that creates a massive downward movement, which gets people scared, and then you see a number of other people follow them, and maybe another whale will follow, and that's where it ends up getting very tricky. And then you might have some shorts that jump in, and I don't want that to happen. So again, realistic price target, obviously within the hundreds or 1,000, you can get to 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. But then obviously when it starts to get to 10,000, like I said, it starts to get really tricky, because if any whale makes a move at some of these higher numbers, it's going to derail like everything. And whales can consist of, 10,000 shares or 20,000 or, 100,000, whatever they feel like buying, they could really influence the price. Almost 40K for Meet Kevin. That's amazing. And the only thing I don't like about his position that he said he's going to hold it for a year. And I don't know if he should do that. Like, I understand holding a large portion, but I think he's going to be holding past the squeeze. We'll see it hit a squeeze and then start to settle at a certain level, especially if people are holding after the fact and hoping for another squeeze. Because we can see this happen again and again and again, right? If they give up and they still have money, or they still have money available in order to short it, because they might end up shorting it all the way at the peak point to make as much money as possible on the way down, then you see a lot of people end up buying at the low points and holding, and then it starts all over again. So then we end up getting to these points all over again, and we get into the same situation. So yeah, I think it could be good, but I feel like what he should do is probably, say I'll hold till the squeeze, and I'll hold a certain amount indefinitely. That's what I would say if I was him. Insider knows Vanguard stop loss. All right, MP Shorts, thanks for the video live chat. I'm out. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. 60,000 is what he's investing in AMC. That's amazing. Last night, Kevin got to 47K to buy into AMC last night, I heard. Well, that's it sounds like a lot, right? It is a lot, 47 K or 50K or whatever. But just keep in mind, when he invested in Coinbase, I seen him buy like 450 shares without even batting an eye. And that's a lot. I think it was at like, what was the price at? Was that 400, 480? 380. 380. He bought a lot of shares. I don't even know what that math is for some reason. Not horrible with math, but yeah, it's kind of 140. What was the price? It was 381. Yeah, he bought $171,000 worth of Coinbase, literally at launch, and then also averaged down for more. I think he bought like another 250 and continued to average down, buying a lot of Coinbase. So it's great that he would be able to join this type of movement, but I would say that he moves until the squeeze. $27.50 for AMC in Germany. Yes. Where's it at? It's at 25. Popular stocks. No, let me go to my positions. My positions. Let's look for AMC. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah, $25.65. Oh, that's what you're holding, maybe? First thing I see is a guy saying he will sell at 500. I don't know what that means. That's the contribution he did in the past few days. However, he invested prior to this. In my opinion, you sure will have pull out profit. I didn't even know that he invested prior to this. Does AMC still have AMC still trade globally even though the markets are closed today? How does that work? I have no idea. I mean, it shouldn't. Maybe in certain platforms you can actually trade in certain areas to get linked. I don't know. That's new to me. We have 37 people in here. Thank you for watching. 48 likes, guys. I appreciate it. Anybody that hasn't hit that like button, get me to 50 likes. That would be amazing. Let's see. Insider knows Vanguard case study for VW. Again, I think VW, shows something a little bit different, but it does show us exactly what will happen during the squeeze and how fast it does end up moving down. We can say that, we can focus on GME, and see what happened here and say, it took forever for this squeeze to take place, but this was not the squeeze. People were still buying this position, buying it up to get to $1,000, $2,000 worth, but the way that it dropped slowly because of the fact that we were seeing shorting go through, maybe people that were scared because they couldn't buy, all they could do was sell. So anything they held, they ended up selling to wait until it hit some of these lows. So this wasn't a normal squeeze. This was a partial part of a squeeze. And what VW shows is where it gets to that peak, how fastly it can get down to that lowish point. So just know that we can take something from that VW squeeze. I would definitely say the selling portion of that. How fast is that going to fall down? And it's going to fall down pretty fast after, initial whales start to sell off. Wherever the whales think the peak is, that's where the peak is. Nobody's going to pay over $1,000 per share unless we're talking about a short selling margin called. I'm worried about a falling knife after the spike. No idea how I will exit. Again, that's exactly what you need to be concerned with, is how will you exit? How will you see that it gets up to these points, and then you could see that falling knife? What will you do? Where will you sell? Are you looking to cover something beforehand? Or are you looking to sell a big portion after the fact? Because remember, majority of people are going to try and sell on the way down, and it's going to continue to fall on the way down. Eventually, you're going to get to a point to where the bid-ask spread is going to be like hundreds of dollars apart. Sorry to ask a lot, but just got access to. It's the lowest 52 week. Any thoughts on buying some? I don't know what. For me, let's look at the 10,000 foot view. So a lot of times I like to look at this view. When does it actually start? It was in 2020 of July. You can see this increase. It's not really showing me enough data. It looks very not flat, but it doesn't really have too many spikes, too many valleys. Has definitely a good peak going from $6 up to at 14. There's a $14 mark. Yeah, 14, almost $15 mark. Even seeing some large spikes, recently up to some of these levels. So it shows that it can spike very quick. It doesn't look like a horrible position. The only thing is you are seeing this large decrease past some of these lows, getting to lower lows, which is not the best situation to get into. When you have these creating lower lows and lower highs, that's not the best situation. I don't know what this is, but we've seen a crazy amount of volume in a matter of, one of these candlesticks compared to some of these other areas. And we're obviously looking at one day. We see about 6 million shares worth of volume versus 189,000 shares worth of volume. So, and then see this large drop from the $16 mark down to even a low down here of $1.77. So it doesn't look that bad. It's just creating these lower lows and lower highs is not the best situation in my opinion. Also, I saw the TP Hive. Thanks on your hat. You a fellow golfer? Yeah, I golf from time to time. I golfed a lot more before I, started creating a lot of different stuff and being very active in live streaming. But I would love to golf even more. But yeah, I have a simulator in my garage. Do you think it was a coincidence that Doge liquidated the day before dropped to try and take paper hands? No, I don't think it was a coincidence. Geez, I'm way behind on messages. New to this, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a good idea to buy a call option which will expire 2022 to be safe side? No, I think, and I might be wrong, and I hate doing that because I'm horrible with options. I think you get basically less interest the further it's out, right? Am I right by saying that? So you basically make less money. So you probably be better off just buying stock for the long haul. Why does crypto keep dropping? How long can it go? Or how low can it go? Crypto is definitely dropping. And we predicted that this would happen. It's good that this does happen, that we are seeing crypto make these moves. Now, it's not as much. We're seeing Ethereum increase today, but it's definitely hovering around these areas. Like we see Ethereum hover between what is it, 2,200 and 2,400, 2,500, which is a good thing. It's not bad because then it gives people opportunities to buy in with that potential that it could get to 5,000 again easily. You know that the projections for Ethereum are huge. I think the projections for Bitcoin should be a little bit less. I don't see that getting back to 60K. If it does, I'll say that I'll be the first person to come out and say that I was wrong. But yeah, I think crypto is giving us the best opportunity to get in. So all of the people that are making money from AMC, put money into crypto, let it sit there, let it grow, not only slowly, but also fast. Because if you have some of these high risk cryptos, maybe like I bought into about 1,000, I think it's 1,000 coins of Anchor, or it might be 2,000 now, 2,000 coins of Anchor. And if that ends up making a huge move, being at 6 billion of supply, then I can gain a lot from it. Crypto will make those large moves after we see AMC make those make those moves as well. When people start making money, you're going to see a lot of people put money into crypto. So don't be afraid with what crypto's doing. I bought most of my crypto at some of these lower areas, so I'm not really losing too much money. And Coinbase doesn't really show me how much I'm losing anyways. So by percentage. So I'm all for it. But yeah, I think that has to be it, guys. I'll try and go live maybe tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. Any thoughts on XRP? I like XRP. What's your realistic peak price projection for AMC? I said it, my realistic peak price, it just really depends on what the whales are doing, but my realistic peak price would be in the thousands, maybe 2,000 or so, 1,000 or 2,000. I definitely see it getting to hundreds of dollars. It just depends when people start seeing those large sums in their bank account, when they are in their brokerage account, when they start seeing 500,000, 1 million, 10 million, whatever it is. Are they going to sell those positions at that point? In my opinion, it would probably be smart if they ended up doing it. Yes, they can make 100 million if they're at let's say $500 per share, right? And they're up $10 million or $17 million or whatever. Yeah, they can make a lot more, but they can also profit some of it and, hold on to the rest. But some people will actually take the whole 10 million or 15 million, and that will derail what we have coming to us. So it really all depends what some of the larger holders are going to do. Are they going to take their profit? Are they going to take all their profit? Are they going to take a portion of it and leave some in there for the eventual increase in that or continuation to that? That's what we need to know. And it's so iffy to know what those people are doing, because what we've seen on Friday is that some of these whales were actually decreasing this price by, selling this, and also the shorts partnering up with that. And it just wasn't a good situation. So if we are going to see a continuation of that, it's definitely going to lower the potential price that it can get to from 100K and bring it down to the thousands easily. And it also could bring it down to the hundreds, depending on what people are going to do. There are people that invested like 10,000 shares, 100,000 shares. And if they have 100,000 shares and they get to $1,000 worth of value, they're making a ton of money from this. And they're going to take that money and sell off. And then that's what's going to happen, is the price is going to decrease. And I want to be realistic. I'm always looking to be realistic, and it sucks, but that's what I feel. Anyways, I don't want to answer any more questions because I need to go. Make sure you guys hit that like button on all of the channels, on Twitch, on YouTube, everything. Hit that like button. Follow me for more videos, more streams, all of this stuff. But I think I'm going to get out of here. If you also want to follow my Discord or join my Discord group, you can do that in the description, or join as a channel member. We gained how many members today? 12 members. I appreciate that a lot. But again,